All right. Hello and welcome to another episode of the KSPNtv Sports Center. My name is Ibrahimo and I'm your host for today. And today we're doing things a little bit differently as we are going to cover the schedule, the standings, and the past results of last week for the Channel League. It's a little bit different. We're going to have two separate segments. We hope you guys enjoy. So now let's go in. We also want to thank our sponsors, Pizza Man Dan, for his continued support. Now let's go into these games. So if you recall, this is the Channel League with Santa Barbara, Oxnard, Pacifica. And as usual, we're going to start with girls basketball. And we're going to start off with what happened last week. So in the games we had, it was Ventura against Westchester, in which Ventura won 53-51. Then we have Pacifica against Oaks Christian, a game in which Oaks Christian won 66-47 in a non-conference game. Now let's look at how the standings went, in which we have Oxnard and Dos Pueblos tied for first place with a 4-0 record. Then Ventura 3-1, Buena is 2-1, Pacifica 1-2, San Marcos 1-3, and in last place we have Santa Barbara and Rio Mesa. Now let's look at today's games, in which we have Pacifica at Dos Pueblos. Dos Pueblos on a 3-game winning streak, Pacifica on a 2-game losing streak. So we'll see what happens there. Then we have San Marcos against Buena. Buena on a 6-game win streak. So they obviously have tons of confidence right now. Then Ventura at Santa Barbara. Ventura's 14-3 with a 2-game winning streak. Santa Barbara 3-10. So we'll see what happens there. Oxnard is 15-3 and they have a 5-game winning streak, and they're going up against Rio Mesa, who are 4-12. So we'll see what happens there. And for the upcoming games this week, we are going to have Rio Mesa at Pacifica, two teams that have been struggling, but we'll see what happens there. Then Buena at Ventura. I'm assuming this is a rivalry game. So Buena coming in hot, but Ventura having a really good record. So that's honestly going to be an amazing game. Then Santa Barbara against San Marcos. San Marcos has a positive record. Santa Barbara doesn't. We'll see. Then Dos Pueblos against Oxnard. Two tough teams. As we see there, Dos Pueblos a 13-4 record. Oxnard with a 15-3 record. So that's going to be a really, really good game. Let's go into now boys basketball here, in which we have for the recent games here, as some of these games haven't been reported yet, in which we have Pacifica Buena. But the ones we do have is Ventura at Rio Mesa, a game in which Ventura won 57-52. Then Oxnard played against Santa Barbara, and Oxnard won 47-45. And San Marcos against Dos Pueblos, San Marcos won 74-55. All of these games were for the conference. Now let's see what happens in the standings. Oxnard is in first place with a 5-0 record. Then Santa Barbara is 4-1, as well as Ventura. Then San Marcos is 3-2. And Buena is 1-3. Rio Mesa and Dos Pueblos both have a 1-4 record. And Pacifica is 0-4. Now let's look at their upcoming games, in which we have Ventura against Buena, two teams with a negative record. We'll see what happens there. Then Pacifica against Rio Mesa. Rio Mesa is actually on an 8-game losing streak, so they definitely want to get a win there. Then Oxnard at Dos Pueblos. Oxnard with a 15-4 record, doing a really good job. Dos Pueblos in the middle, so we'll see what happens there. And San Marcos against Santa Barbara. Two teams that are above 500, so we'll see what happens there. Now let's go into girls soccer here, in which we're going to see here that Pacifica and Buena game was not reported yet, but we do have Ventura against Rio Mesa. But we were going to look at the girls soccer. Yeah, there we are. So the Channel League girls soccer is Santa. We're going to see the games here.
That's the boys soccer. Sorry. Okay. So let's leave it at let's leave it at the